Hey there retro fans, welcome back to RGF RetroGameForce. And a system that I consider to be completely underrated is the Sega Dreamcast. This system was way ahead of its time and it's turning 20 years this week. Yes, this awesome system is turning 20 years. And because I did a video on the Sega Saturn being emulated on this also awesome system, the Nvidia Shield, I want to showcase, because it's the 20th anniversary of the Sega Dreamcast, I want to showcase the quality of the emulation running here on the Nvidia Shield. So guys, let's check how is the emulation of the Sega Dreamcast on the Nvidia Shield right after this intro. Stay tuned! So the emulator that I'm showcasing here is the Redream emulator that you can find on the Google Play Store. You can download and use for free. Of course, you have a premium version that adds the possibility of using higher resolutions and have more save states. And I don't know if there's any other feature on top on the premium version, but these two I know that they are available on the premium version. And the version I'm showcasing here is the free version. And from my point of view, this is good enough for me. One important thing to mention is that not all games are fully supported in this emulator, and if there's the case that you have one game that is not supported, it will appear on your game library as not yet supported on this emulator. And that's quite interesting, because for me it looks like the developers of this emulator are tweaking and adding support for more and more games, more and more Dreamcast games on their support list. Of course, you can check online what games are supported and not supported. I have here, for example, Sega Rally 2, and this game is not supported on the Redream. One really cool feature I like on this emulator is that you can choose the output that you want to emulate. In this case, on these videos, I'm outputting VGA, but you can also select RGB and composite, and you will see the difference between the graphical quality running these games, for example, over composite. It's quite interesting for the retro gamers that like to have all the flaws on the old-fashioned way of playing video games. The controller I'm using to play all these games is the official Nvidia Shield controller that came up with the system, but you can use whatever Bluetooth control that you can pair with this Android TV device and use it here. You just have to configure the keys, map the keys on the software of the emulator, and you're good to go. And I can tell you, the emulator itself, it responds really fast, and I have no complaints and nothing to say about input lag. Also, other thing I have to mention is that I had no crash whatsoever playing this emulator, so if the game is officially supported by Redream, you have no worries, the emulator will run pretty stable, and this is also a very important thing to mention here. And if you guys follow my channel, you know I did the same exercise on the Nvidia Shield with the Sega Saturn, and I'm doing now with the Dreamcast. And this Nvidia Shield becomes really interesting on old-fashioned console emulation because it has so much GPU power under the hood that it can run until, I'll say, until the GameCube without any issues. And this is quite interesting because, you know, in my living room I have a 4K TV 65 inches, and I cannot put all my old retro consoles in the living room, so I have my game room where I stock my old retro hardware, and in the living room I can just put my Nvidia Shield and play all these games without being worried about cable and space and power and everything. So the Nvidia Shield is quite awesome small and not noisy machine to have on the living room, not only for stream Netflix with HDR and 4K, but also to play your old retro games. So I cannot recommend more. Go buy an Nvidia Shield. It's an awesome device to play and emulate retro systems. I will say until the GameCube and PSP, it emulates everything flawlessly, and you don't need to do any kind of overclock. It works great out of the box, and you just have to buy maybe an external hard disk to put all your ROMs, or you do it like me, you put it on the network and you load the ROMs from there. It works great and it plays great. So I leave you guys with some more footage of some great Dreamcast games running here on the Nvidia Shield, and as usual, if you like this kind of videos, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I will do 1 or 2 more videos dedicated to the Nvidia Shield, because you know, I don't get tired to say this, but it's a great system. So I will do maybe 1 or 2 videos, maybe with GameCube and PSP, maybe PlayStation 1, maybe, I don't know, maybe N64, I have to check. But please check my channel, leave me a like, give me your feedbacks, and as usual, until the next video, take care and bye bye.
Silly pushes to serve. Love 15. Love 30.